don't care that my lipstick is super red and it doesn't match a damn thing. There's a theory to this madness. Hey everybody, so tonight is the big BCS Bowl and I left Miami just in time. Unfortunately, I won't be down there for it. You can't get tickets anyways. So I'm back in New York, but one of my friends did send me footage from all the parties going on South Beach. So that's a separate video I'm editing for you guys, but this video is going to talk about what team I'm going for. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I always have an opinion about something, especially sports. So let's just get to it. Now, if you're from Miami, most people are still upset at Nick Saban and what he did to the Miami Dolphins in 2005, 2006. You'll remember he completely deserted the Dolphins. He said he was coming back for next season. And then he left. Now, somebody else kind of did that too to another team, but it ended up working out for Miami. Okay. And I'm not touching that one because it worked in our favor. Hi. But them's be the breaks. I mean, it is what it is. I don't hate Nick Saban for what he did. You never know the inner workings of something. Same way I don't hate LeBron for what he did. You never know what's going on internally. You never know why somebody is leaving. You never know, is it internal conflict? Is it just it's not working out? Is it just, hey, it's better for my pockets if I go over there or there or there? Regardless, I can't hate on you. I'm not mad at you. Do what you want to do, Nick Saban. I would have loved it if he stuck it out with the Dolphins, but it wasn't going to happen. And I definitely don't see Nick Saban working out with the Dolphins under the new management. I definitely don't see that happening. So, and I understand it was a different GM, I believe, back then. But it doesn't... Listen, what's done is done. Let's move it on. Then we have Notre Dame, who a lot of Miami, I heard, is going for. And let me tell you why that makes absolutely no sense. When I was growing up, and pretty much to this day, still, University of Miami and Notre Dame had this huge rivalry. And everybody that knows me knows that I went to the University of Miami for undergrad. Go Canes! And I'm a huge Canes supporter. Everything with the city of Miami, I'm there. I'm for, because it's home. So University of Miami versus Notre Dame, and it used to be the media would label it convicts versus Catholics. I kid you not. And growing up, I always heard, oh, it's convicts playing the Catholics, and the convicts defeated the Catholics, and of course the convicts won. Those convicts, those dirty convicts beat the Catholics. And I never really understood it too much when I was young. It made zero sense to me because the Hurricanes nickname isn't the Convicts. And I remember asking my dad one time, what does that mean? Is he saying we're all felons? And I remember my dad just shaking his head and saying, it's the most disgustingly racist thing in the entire world. And as I got older and I started, realizing things, I was like, yeah, that's the most disgustingly racist thing in the world. The convicts versus the Catholics. And I don't dislike genuinely the people of the University of Notre Dame. It's just they're a Catholic school, and I never heard them come out and say, oh, hey, that's not the righteous thing to say, media. That's not good. Don't say that. Let's love each other. Love thy neighbor. I never remember heard them coming out and say that. I never remembered them once, doing the right thing, living up to these religious principles that these schools push but don't preach. St. Thomas University, Barry University. I'm just saying. I just think it's a bit of a fraud. So I I'm going for Bama. Roll Tide. Because, hence the red lipstick. Because I just think it's bullshit. I just think it's bullshit all these years, and it still continues today, where it's convicts versus Catholics, mainly because the University of Miami had a tenure of African American players, and it's just so blatantly racist. If you're not familiar with the culture, if you didn't grow up watching University of Miami football, I highly suggest watching 30 for 30 films. It's the one with the University of Miami. It's got a great backstory on just the history of the organization, the history of the football. It's one of my favorite sports documentaries of all time because it's so thorough. They have interviews from Uncle Luke and from former University of Miami players, and they have interviews with administrators, and it goes in depth on how the NCAA made regulations because the University of Miami players were excessively celebrating, and you just see a backlash. You just see a bunch of it was racially motivated hatred. And just, you know, growing up as a young girl, an Indian girl in Miami, I personally, my family and I never personally felt racism. I think we were blessed that we were living in a a melting pot of all these different cultures. But I understand that not everyone is so blessed, and if you come from certain cities, especially in the middle of the country, you're gonna see it more. And I don't know. I just found it so racially fueling and just so disgusting growing up that was even a thing. Convicts versus Catholics. It still bothers me. It still makes me want to slap somebody. Anybody in the media who says it. I don't like it. But what I really don't like is Notre Dame never came out and said, no, we don't want to be associated with that type of terminology because we're better than that. You're a religious institution. You never stepped it up and you never said anything about it. And to me, that's just being, a fake Christian. There, I said it. It's out there. So that's why I don't support that school. I don't support that organization. To me, it's Penn State, Notre Dame. They're not in the bucket together, but they've got separate buckets that are next to each other in my world because I don't support those schools. I don't do it. And I know everyone's like, well, look at what Nick Saban did. There's no proof Nick Saban's a racist. Show me that. Show me that. But the racism between Notre Dame and University of Miami was too palpable. It was way too palpable for me to ignore as a young kid. And even today, you still see a bunch of racist remarks from other schools in Florida against University of Miami. I've been to the games. There's a reason why I talk shit about the public schools in Florida. They're not that nice. So that's my take on it. Who are you going for? That's my question. It's the last college football game of the year. Number 1 will be crowned tonight. And I say, go Bama. Roll Tide. I'll see you guys later. Leave me in the comment section your messages and let me know who you're going for because I want to know. I genuinely do. Alright, bye. And you can look for my next video. It'll just be some stuff that Irvin sent me. Just some parties in South Beach. I believe it's the Notre Dame band and some other great stuff he got. So thank you so much, Irvin, for sending it to me. I'm editing it up right now. Alright, you guys, bye.